Welcome to episode.
Michael, real quick,
Yeah.
do you think it's odd when maybe you're dressed up real fancy like, and someone says, I like that tunic, and then you say thank you, and then they'll say, you're welcome, kind of like it was a favor.
Right. I didn't need a response.
Yeah,
Those are the same people that when you go, how are you doing? You know what they
yeah,
say?
I'm fine, by the way.
They go, I'm doing well.
Oh, what does that mean to you when people say, I'm doing
I
well?
hate it.
What do you hate it?
Because you know what the proper response is. I'm good.
You should say good, not well.
Doing good.
Yeah, I'm fine. That's what
Yeah.
I do. I say fine.
Fine's fine.
Yeah. I say fine or I say, not so good. You know, another thing I like, and I know we got to start the episode soon, but the other thing I like, when people wave with their neck. You know what I'm talking about? When they're like, sup.
Do you think it's worse if you do that to someone you know or a stranger?
I think it's weirder when you do it to someone you know. With people that are strangers, you kind of don't want to be invasive, so you're like trying to say, yeah, I'm acknowledging you.
It's an acknowledgement.
Yeah, but I'm trying not to, look needy. And sometimes I can get animated with my head wave, I'll be like,
Yeah, and that's a lot.
that's a hair flick. That's really what that is.
That seems a little
and that
aggressive.
seems aggressive. And that's when you're going to get punched in the throat. Because people might not take kindly to it, as they say in the South.
We really should start this episode.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Michael. Sorry.
Welcome to episode 180 of Tiny Crimes. I'm Michael,
And I'm Lil J.
and we're joined as always by our producer Dwayne, who's in the booth. Episode 180, the Baker Street Robbery.
Oh, baked goods? I'm starving.
So, 1971, Baker Street Robbery.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this case is there's a lot of really non-specific details. It seems kind of hazy, a lot of the details.
The case seems hazy.
The case,
And that's not just you with a built-in excuse.
it is not.
I mean, you're not just going to be like, well, the case is hazy. That's why I can't remember it.
I don't go bouncing around the internet. I look it up on Wikipedia. I read it for 20 minutes. Then we do an episode.
And that is a thorough process. Wikipedia, 20 minutes, go.
Right? Not
Right?
to,
That is like solid. You know the case inside and out. Ready to go. I'll tell you what, not only am I going to talk about it, let's film it. Right? I've got a brilliant amount of knowledge now. I'm ready to share it with the world because I did 20 minutes Wikipedia.
yeah.
Boom, ready. Expert. Can we put a little subtitle underneath, Michael? It says expert,
Not to pull back.
criminologist, something like that.
Not to pull back the curtain on this, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's my process. Is 20 minutes on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I know you studied under Murder with My Husband and their crew, and that is almost like BBC journalism stuff. Did you actually meet the husband, or were you just in like one of their kind of farm networks where you had to just show up and just kind of learn what their techniques were, but you never met the stars? I don't know. So, what is this episode?
Yep. Yeah. In September of 1971, Anthony Gavin broke into the Lloyd's Bank Baker Street branch and made off with between 1.25 and 3 million pounds.
Tony Gavin.
38 years old.
Yeah.
He was a photographer / career criminal.
That's neat on your resume to kind of have that. Eager, hardworking photographer / criminal mastermind.
The two people that he had help him, Reg Tucker.
Ooh, Reg, you know my cat Reggie, right?
Yeah, I know you have a cat named Reggie.
Okay. Sometimes I tuck Reggie in, and he's so cute. He sleeps up there on my pillow, and then I put a little blanket over, and I'm like, let's pretend you're human, right? And he doesn't really like the blanket because he's already warm enough. Yeah. Now he doesn't seem to sweat. I do.
I don't think cats sweat.
Is that a thing? They
don't-
don't sweat
I
at
don't-
all?
I don't think
like,
so.
not even if they're really nervous, like before a job interview or something, they're not sweating a little bit.
I don't think so.
Bet they get the job then. Anyways, Reggie Tucker.
And Thomas Stevens.
Thomas Stevens. Boy, a lot of people with two first names.
That's true.
Tommy Steve.
Tommy Steve.
Tony Gavin.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Reg
Tucker, right? I mean, what's going on with that gang? They're like, well, you can't get in because your name is Brad Chakowski.
So Reg Tucker and Thomas Stevens were both used car dealers.
Pretty honest crew. right? They're bringing in the best.
So one of the two guys opened an account, and then like a week later got a safety deposit box.
Yeah.
When you went in the room to visit your box or put stuff in it,
To visit your box, that sounds like you're intimately connected to your box.
maybe a poor choice of words.
Oh, no, you can visit your box. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's pretty natural.
The teller would leave him in there
Well,
by
I wouldn't want to
himself.
stand there when someone's visiting their box either. That's private.
So he would measure the room using his own arms, like the span of his arms. And they figured out that the tiles on the floor were all 9 inches. So that was another way that he went in and they mapped out the entire inside of the safety deposit box vault.
Michael, I got a question.
Yes.
So is the average square 9 inches across the board, is that pretty common for most men?
9 inch seems like a lot. After he measured and created a scale drawing of the vault, then Tony Gavin's associate, this is Benjamin Wolf, is the guy.
Ooh, Benjamin Wolf. What a cool name.
It is a pretty tough sounding name.
All right, hey, I don't mean this bad, but is he Native American?
No, I think he was firmly a British citizen.
Have they been persecuted?
Probably.
Yeah, by the Danes. We know what happened.
So Benjamin went in,
Vikings
signed a lease,
come over there, clobber their women.
2 doors down from the bank. Bank?
Yeah, bank.
Chicken Inn.
Michael, is that restaurant called Chicken Inn?
Yes.
Do you think they lure the chickens in because the chickens think they're going to stay the night?
It was just a restaurant called the Chicken Inn.
It's called the Chicken Inn. I like it, though. I like that name. That making me smell chicken right now.
Yeah.
Do you have that when you think of something, you just smell it?
Sometimes. It depends on what it is.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful. Sometimes you think of a big deuce.
So, leased leather shop,
That was quite an intense look you made.
Chicken Inn,
Chicken Inn.
Lloyd's Bank.
What's the first shop called?
It was called Les Sac.
Le Sac is a funny name. Is that French?
I believe so.
What's it mean?
The Sac?
Just type in sack and see what comes up.
I don't think that's a great idea.
I'll do it myself. Here. I'll tell you what, this is where it's pretty dangerous to have a phone.
Yeah, you got to be careful what you search for.
Yeah, sometimes you think you have access to everything, and then you're like, I don't want access.
So they leased out Le Sac,
Le Sac.
started digging a tunnel under the Chicken Inn into the bank where the vault was.
Oh, so they're trying to rob the bank.
Well, this is called the Baker Street Robbery.
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear what you said at the beginning. I was just sitting there thinking, and then you started talking. It takes me about a minute or two to catch up.
40 feet of digging.
That's like the name of my memoir.
Reg and his buddies dug under the Chicken Inn and made it all the way to the vault. They tried to use a thermal lance.
Yeah, that's what you pop a pimple with.
I think what a thermal lance is, it basically sounds like just like an acetylene torch.
I like that you define that with something else I don't even know.
I'm assuming that a thermal lance is like an acetylene torch where you just use it to burn through.
Yeah, I'm assuming a perstunctor is the same thing as, it's probably just a precurrent. Right?
You're making
And I
up.
think we're clear now.
You're making up words.
No, I'm not. I'm just defining one perstunctor
You made up.
with precure.
You made up 2 words in a row. Thermal lance didn't work, so they ended up using explosives called gelignite.
That's like Michael Jackson. I bet he used that.
I guess it's like some kind of plastic explosives, and it's fairly safe except
Except when it explodes.
it sweats nitroglycerin.
What causes the gelignite to sweat?
Improper storage.
Yeah, like if I was stored in a cool, dry place, I wouldn't sweat nitroglycerin. Hey, Michael.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt.
that's all right.
And I know we talked about this in our meeting.
Uh-huh.
But just real quick.
Okay.
Let me see if I can kind of summarize what's going on with this Baker Street case. Is that a good place to
I think
kinda
that's a-
interject right now?
I think that's a fair place for us to be.
Yeah. So this case is one of history's greatest capers.
It's one of the most successful burglaries because they didn't recover much of the money that was stolen.
Yeah. Nobody ever finds out where they keep it.
Right. The money just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. But then they got busted. Either way.
They did get busted. 2 of them got 12 years in prison, and the older gentleman only got, I believe, 8 years. And they gave him a break just because he was older.
Oh, like a senior discount.
Exactly.
Yeah. They have that at McDonald's. So he got a senior discount on prison.
He did get a prison senior discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one got the senior discount? Was it Mr. Wolf?
It was Mr. Benjamin Wolf got the senior
Any
discount.
chance he got a discount because they just saw him as some kind of other creature? Maybe he was a wolf, and they were like, well, dog years, that's a long time. Why don't we cut it?
I don't think they mistook him for a wolf.
Well, was he hairy? I would just like to think of him as a wolf. I think it'd be cool. Like he's tunneling underneath the chicken inn gives a whole different feeling when you think a wolf's doing it, right? It's like they're kind of doing that.
Right,
thing.
where they dig with both.
Yeah, they dig with
paws.
both, yeah. Yeah.
So moving on.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, so what's cool about this is it's a big heist. They kept the money. Nobody knows. Does anybody know where the money went now, even to this day? I wonder if we could find that money.
There was a lot of speculation that police were paid off with the bulk of it.
Oh, when there's a lot of speculation, you think that's coming from one person that's speculating a lot? Or is that a lot of people speculating a mild amount?
I would guess that based on evidence, it would be a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So, anyways, they got busted. How'd they get busted again? Was it because the guy signed the lease, Mr. Wolf?
Right. Benjamin Wolf signed the lease in his own name, and that led them to everybody else, basically.
Oh, because he just gave it up because he's old. He couldn't handle the interrogation, right?
Couldn't take the heat.
Oh, they were probably like, you got bad knees. We're going to make it worse. We're going to turn up the humidity in this room, and all your muscles and bones are going to ache. How do you like that, Mr. Wolf? And he was like, no. He just gave up Reggie right away.
Yeah.
Didn't they make a movie?
There was a 2008 movie made with Jason Statham.
Ooh, I love Jason Statham. You know I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Why did we talk about this?
Why did we talk about this case?
Yeah. What are we doing? Are we just trying to give the highlights and now we're done?
Well, I think we have a hard time ending these.
Antidepressants can do that to you. I think this case was exciting because it was a bunch of people with multiple first names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money. They got away with it.
There was a wolf dog in it.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that they tunneled in. That's an interesting...
Oh, yeah. People like digging and stuff. And they tunneled underneath a place called the Chicken Inn, which, by the way, makes me think, let's get some chicken for lunch.
Let's go get some chicken.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, whenever that is.
In the meantime, I'll be scanning Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, okay. I feel like we're just petering out here.
I think we
We'll get real small.
we just gonna fade away.
That's her show. Come back next week. I felt like I was melting.
Murray and I want you to like and subscribe our channel so he can get better quality cat food.
That's just adorable.